So you must have been really proud of that performance and the result and the atmosphere and everything.
Yeah, we talked about performance Wednesday night. First and foremost, nail that performance, which we did. We were disappointed we didn't get a result, but today was all about performance and marrying it up with a result, and obviously we've done that.
What pleased you most about the team's performance, if you broke it down for us?
Yeah, I think, it's a quick turnaround, especially the amount of energy that you put into the game and the emotional energy that what's happened this week. Obviously, a popular manager leaving, so what that does to players and staff. Then a new guy comes in, even though I'm not a new guy in a lot of ways with the older players and certain members of the staff. So emotionally, it's tough, but quickly they have to get down to business, which they did. From an energy point of view, first off, obviously we couldn't make a lot of changes. There's a lot of kids there that have gone from playing against Van Dijk and Canate to playing against me and Pinnock, who are two outstanding centre halves, and Brooks and whatever. So we were just a little bit off of it, but the boost that the goal gave us was brilliant. And for me, the biggest plus point was second half. Quite easily we could have retreated, and I didn't think we did. We went front foot, we went up the pitch, and we looked to go and score a second, and that was the only disappointing thing that happened, that we didn't put the game to bed. And and we've all been in that position as managers and coaches. You're chasing, and I've got to say Thomas Frank is an absolute class act, class act, and I just love the way he's sort of developed his team from the Championship into what's such a smart guy, and so underrated. And it was always going to be difficult, but we took a step into them second half, and then late on we really had to suffer really late on, where we were prepared to put our bodies on the line to keep the ball out of the back of net, and sometimes that's the most simplistic way of doing it, which we did.
Yeah, and that goal, Thomas Frank has said he felt it was a game that was going to be decided by a moment, a top action. James Matty's quality was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, he has. He has. Like, obviously, we've got some big actors missing. The likes of Egan and Baldock and Davis and McBurney, and so are they have. So we understand. When the likes of Ivan Toney and Bamo and other players are missing. That evens itself out a little bit, but McAtee's found a big moment, and he's decided what was, of course, a tight game.
Hi, Chris. You seemed quite emotional at the end there. Obviously, a bit of relief, but overwhelming pride as well. I mean, was it a bit stressful, that finale, when you're waiting for that final whistle? It seemed to drag on a bit, didn't it?
It went. 4 came up and 4 was done. 4 was done. And it went into 5, and it nearly went into 6. But I don't know. I don't want to take away anything from the referee's performance or whatever, because it's tough conditions and 2 committed sides. But when it goes up, regardless where the ball is, it always seems to be. If it was deep in their half, would he have blown for full time, or because they have an opportunity to put it in the box, would he have blown for full time? Sometimes I don't understand that. Whether it's a corner, I think they're all going back to the old. What was it? Who was it? Clive Shields, you'll know. Clive Thomas, was it? The old corner where he disallowed it. Now I'm not saying that, but yeah, something like that. Yeah, 1970, was that 74 World Cup, 78 World Cup.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, I'm on one, but it was a lot. It was a long 4 minutes, and for them, nothing to lose, and they're always going to ask the question, which they did, and delighted of our attitude towards it.
To get that win, it's obviously massive, isn't it? What's it like that as a manager of your hometown club, that emotion? How did you feel when the final?
Yeah, it was really emotional, because it was it's that first win is huge for everybody, and I'd have been desperately disappointed for everybody for the amount of effort they've put in, and the word which is used quite often is suffer, and the club has had to suffer this season. Nationally, the narrative is. And we all know what the narrative is. We're not daft. We listen to pundits. We listen to commentators. We listen to people in the media about certain aspects which you can't get away from, because you love the game and you want to keep in touch with the game. So the narrative is of what it is, and it's our job to try and change that. And certainly it's a big 3 points in changing that narrative.
And obviously the Blades fans were singing about staying up. That has poured so much belief into the club, hasn't it? The fan base, your players, no doubt. Does that encourage genuine hopes that United can now go on and push for that survival?
Listen,
Chris?
small steps. I'm not looking beyond next week. I'm not thinking about anything else. You know, we talked about it. You know, we have to go into every game with a game plan, with an attitude, with an approach. We can't say like we're going to try and nick some points there, and that's the games where we've got to win. I think it's quite dangerous. We're going to try and get a result in every game. You know, we went into the Liverpool game midweek, and you know, I do believe a touch disappointed. I know Liverpool are Liverpool, and they've had the opportunities. They've had the majority of possession, but you know, another day we could quite easily have come away with a result on that, and that has to be the attitude going into every game.